A Spokane jury has refused to convict a former police detective of obstructing a fish and game officer. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nadine Woodward.
And I'm Mike Gonzalez. Despite today's deadlocked jury, that incident cost veteran cop Jeff Harvey his job. Harvey was suspected of interfering with an illegal hunting investigation that targeted his two sons and another boy back in January. KXY4's Jeff Humphrey was in court today when jurors announced they were split 5-1 in favor of finding Harvey not guilty.
And those jurors who did not want to appear on camera today say taking this case to trial was a waste of taxpayer money. However, prosecutors insist that they did have evidence that the crime of obstruction had occurred, and they didn't want to shy away from this because Harvey was a police officer.
The incident happened back in January after hunters up on the Peone Prairie called the wildlife officer to report the teens had shot some ducks after hours. They gave the fish and game agent the license plate of the truck that picked up the boys, and that vehicle was pulled over. According to the agent, the driver, Jeff Harvey, didn't want the officer to talk to the boys, and Harvey had to be restrained from walking back to his truck. Prosecutors charged Harvey with one count of obstruction, even though he was a police officer.
We have to treat everybody in the process the same. We have to treat Mr. Harvey as we would treat Mr. John Smith out there. If he did the same thing, we'd charge him.
Officer Dave Spurbeck wrote in his affidavit that when he learned Harvey was a detective, he was shocked that a police officer would treat another police officer the way he treated me. However, once in trial, the jury felt Harvey was only trying to protect his sons from being interrogated. Then Harvey's attorney dug up the fact that the hunter who reported the incident was good friends with Spurbeck, and that Spurbeck had called that man back before and after his contact with Harvey. The jury apparently felt Harvey's sons were singled out for enforcement by other hunters who didn't want the teens on their turf.
These people wanted Jeff Harvey and his family not to be able to hunt there. And I think that was pretty obvious by the number of contacts and phone calls and their actions. And that's what we showed to the jury.
A deadlocked jury is not a clear-cut victory for the defense or prosecution, but the simple fact that this case went to trial is a sign that the laws in our community are equally enforced, even when a police officer is involved. Reporting in Spokane, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.